What's goody world? We are back. It is Nolo and
T. Hey guys.
what's up, world? All right, back with another Joey story from the This Is Not Happening series. This one's titled Joey Diaz, Mom Starts a Fight. Now, we've heard a couple of stories that involved Joey's mom, and she sounded like a real one, okay? She sounded like she didn't take no BS from nobody. So if she's starting to fight, it must be for a good reason. You ready to rock, baby?
Let's do it.
Let's rock.
The comics telling fun stories about real shit that happened. My friend, yours, Mr. Joey Diaz.
All right. This whole thing started when I got hit in the head with a lunchbox when I was like 5. I played hooky in kindergarten, right? I didn't play hooky. I didn't want to eat a fucking lunch school. And they made you bring a lunch. But on the corner was that hot dog dude that had the fucking orange drinks with the aluminum foil on top. For $1, you got like a hot dog and one of those fucking drinks, you lost your mind. So my option was, after like 3 days of bringing my mother's lunch, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna take the lunchbox, I'm gonna get a hot dog and take the lunchbox and dump it in the Central Park in that little lake with the pigeons and shit. And I'll tell her I lost it and fuck, that's it. I'll just go on a hot dog diet till I fucking die, right? So, third day comes, I snap, I say fuck it, I go up to the corner, I get a hot dog, I walk to Central Park, I'm just about to dump this fucking Beetle lunchbox, whatever the fuck it was, in the thing, and these 3 little Irish, Puerto Rican dirty fucks come up to me, right? And they're like, what's in the lunchbox, cocksucker? And I'm like, so I could have given them the lunchbox, but my mother was going like, don't let nobody fuck with your lunchbox. So something in me, I'm like, I'm not giving you this fucking lunchbox, right? Like just like that. I had like a sandwich in there and chips and shit. And I think, and I should correct myself, they didn't hit me with the lunchbox, they hit me with the fucking thermos in the head, and you could hear the glass and shit, right? So at the time, I was like a little, like, that was my first battle. See, you guys, you're young, you don't remember Bruce Lee, like, before Bruce Lee, Chinese people were very timid. They walk around like all fucked up and shit. You know, once Bruce Lee came, he changed everything for a lot of fucking people. And I was one of them. I was an immigrant, you know what I'm saying? I came from Cuba, I didn't speak the language, but once Bruce Lee started bitch slapping motherfuckers, you had a spokesman if you were an immigrant, you know what I'm saying? Even if you weren't Chinese, it didn't matter. You had a fucking spokesman now. So I was fired up. So I lived on Bruce Lee, Kung Fu, and shit after I got hit in the head with the fucking lunchbox, right? And my mom was a single mom at the time, so she, you know, she made me stick up for myself and shit. But that wasn't nothing. That was just a prequel to what I was gonna go into. My mother, after a couple of years of being single, she got scared because I was always around women. My mom was hot and she had hot little fucking dirty women around me. So she was always worried about me, that this kid's gonna be soft and shit. So she hooked up with this fucking guy, Juan Tuero. And Juan Tuero was a no-nonsense type of guy.
Wait,
One
what?
Tuero.
Juan Tuero.
I mean, so she was always worried about me, that this kid's gonna be soft and shit. So she hooked up with this fucking guy, Juan Tuero. And Juan Tuero was a no-nonsense type of guy. He moved in, and at night, for some reason, he'd stay in every night and make me banana milkshakes. And he taught me how to be a man. Like, he teach me how to fold my clothes, how to make my bed, how to wash myself and put underwear on, how to put VO5 in my hair and grease it back and shit. Oh, this motherfucker was smooth. And then at night, he'd play the guitar for me and sing Spanish songs. It was okay. So about 3 months into it, I'm off for the summer. And he used to be a bookmaker in the Bronx. They had a dry cleaning operation in the Bronx on Tremont Avenue. So my mom woke up one day and she goes, you got an option. You could go to Tremont with him, or you come to the Met game with me. Now, my mom was a big motherfucking Met fan, so we wouldn't even take a car. She was a Met fan. She didn't want to fuck around. She wanted to make the national anthem and batting practice. So she'd take a cab. So my mom was a serious fucking crazy bitch. When she got in a cab, it would be 1970. She'd throw a 10 spot on you just so there'd be no misunderstandings. Like, this is the direction we're fucking taking, okay? This is the route. Don't fuck around. I gave you a 10, put the clock on, and I'm gonna tip you over there. Don't worry, I'm gonna scratch my pussy and smoke pot back here and drink and mix cocktails. But don't worry about me. It's me and my son. And my mom was fucking wackadoo. So she gives the guy a fucking 10. We're on the way, and the guy decides to take a better route. What a fucking mistake. What a fucking mistake. He hits traffic. So now him and her are arguing. And this is when, no offense to nobody, this is before fucking immigrants came. Like, this is when there was white cab drivers. Like, this guy was like fucking taxi driver. He was a white dude with like a fucking glasses and a beard. He was a burly guy. So they get into an argument on this BQE or whatever the fuck they're going. And my mother makes him pull off. So she goes, I want my $20 back. They start arguing about the $20, the $10, whatever the fuck it was. And the guy's like, I'm not gonna give you the money back. So my mom goes, fuck it. All right, so she gets me out of the cab. And the guy opens his door. What a fucking mistake. And my mom pushes him and takes the ignition keys out. And in doing so, she cuts her hand. Big fucking mistake for this cab driver, right? So my mom knew how to work the fucking blood angle. So I'm like, Ma, you're bleeding. She's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna call the fucking police. I knew deep down in my heart my mom wasn't calling no fucking cops, right? So she goes to the payphone. She's wiping the blood on her face. She's a badass bitch. That's a Cuban Jewish woman. She knows there's a payday coming, right? She's wiping that fucking blood on her face. She looks like fucking Carrie, right? When she got hit with the bucket, right? I can't believe they remade Carrie. Is nothing fucking sacred? Is nothing fucking sacred?
I love that. I love how he's telling his joke and then he comes up with a thought and he says, let me expand on this thought before I go back. Because why the hell would y'all remake Carrie?
She looks like fucking Carrie, right? When she got hit with the bucket, right? I can't believe they remade Carrie. Is nothing fucking sacred? Is nothing fucking sacred? Julianne Moore, you cocksucker. So, my mother's on the phone, right? But I hear her talking in Spanish. The police department, they don't talk fucking Spanish. It's 1970, right? They don't talk Spanish. So she hangs up the phone and she's telling the motherfucker, the cops are coming, bitch. Sit tight. And this schmuck is actually believing my mom. He's sitting there waiting for the cops with no ignition. So my mom had this dry cleaner / bookmaking operation on top of the dry cleaner. And her partner was Nelson. And then my dad worked for my mom in that office. So about 10 minutes in, I see the Mustang pull up, and it's Nelson driving, the Puerto Rican, and my stepdad's in the passenger seat, and they get out of the fucking car, and I run over like a little fucking half a frag. I run over and grab my dad. I'm like, you're not gonna believe it, he hit mommy, oh my God, and all this shit. And Juan walks over to my mom, and he sees the fucking blood, and I had known him at this point, maybe 6 months. His demeanor just changed. Like, he just got fucking pale when he saw the blood. Like, he couldn't fucking believe it. And he just looked at the cab driver, and he grabbed me by the hand. So I walked up to the cab driver with him. And he didn't speak no English, right? He spoke like broken English, like, hey, what happened here? Whatever the fuck, right? What happened here? ¿Qué pasó aquí, cojones? What happened here? What happened? I want to know what happened. ¿Cómo se dice? How you say what happened? What happened? What happened here? So the cab driver, that fucking bitch, she fucking took the keys and one thing leads to another. Now, the guy had glasses. All right? Now, one thing for sure, I was in the PAL on the corner, the Police Athletic League, and that's the first thing they teach you. Don't hit nobody with glasses. And I was like sending it to him telepathically, like Carrie. I was saying, don't hit a motherfucker with glasses. So he was holding my hand. All of a sudden, finally, he let go of my hand and he pushed me like an inch. Like just a fucking inch. And he just went at this guy, guys. It was beautiful. He just started fucking punching this motherfucker. Pulled him down. He's punching him right in the fucking Queens. Just punching him in the face. It's New York in the 70s. Nobody's saying dick. People just walking by. He's just punching this motherfucker. He's just hitting him. You motherfucker. And the guy's head is banging. And I'm like drooling. I'm fucking loving this. Bruce Lee could suck my dick. My stepfather's the king of New York, motherfucker. Fuck Bruce Lee. That's the movies. This is the bad Bronx. And he's fucking this motherfucker up. Right? And Nelson's standing there, my mom's standing there, like nothing. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. And we're all fucking standing there. And the next thing you know, the cops really come, right? But the car was double parked, the cab was double parked, and they couldn't see the guy getting beat up. So they got out like 20 feet away, and they got up like to see what the disturbance was. But Nelson and my stepdad were too badass. They got up, and I saw Juan do like a dip. And I go, this motherfucker's got a gun. They're gonna shoot the cops, right? No, he was going in his pocket. and he did something, and he cupped his hand, and he greeted the cop. And when they both went up to him, he just shook the cop's hand, but he blocked the guy on the floor. It was fucking beautiful. The guy's on the floor squirming for his life. And wanted Nelson like fucking beautiful day today, huh? And all of a sudden his English was perfect. What a beautiful fucking day today, huh? And they're going back and forth talking about the Mets and the Yankees. And finally after 8 minutes the cop goes, what's wrong with that guy? He got an argument with my wife. He came out and he fell or some shit. And that was the end of that. They go, fuck him. They got him. They popped up. And here's the beauty of it. We never talked about it. Half of you motherfuckers gotta have like a family meeting. What you saw today will never happen again. We never fucking talked about it again. Then I seen him throw a beating on a guy like a year later for hitting a dog. Right? I saw him fucking destroy a guy for hitting a dog. Then about a year later, I saw him shoot a guy on 148th Street at a Santeria party. Dig this one. He shot him in the fucking leg. I loved it. We even went to Riverside Drive and threw the gun in the Hudson. We never talked.
I think I saw one of his This Not Happening titled Santeria. I think I saw that word in the title. So that might be one of the stories. I hope it is.
About that for years. The Riverside. He shot him in the fucking leg. I loved it. We even went to Riverside Drive and threw the gun in the Hudson. We never talked about that for years. In 2006, I was eating with my stepfather, and I'm like, hey, remember that time you shot Nico on 148th Street? He's like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about, right? But it's weird because it's funny and stuff, and you think about, whenever like something happens at a school now, or there's like a problem with a kid, I always think about, fuck. I grew up in a house with no artillery. Like, this motherfucker had silencers, he had fucking guns, he had knives, he was tremendous with a straight razor. Tremendous with a straight razor. Fucking amazing. I seen him shoot a guy one time with the pepper spray. He was tremendous with pepper spray. He was just a man of 1,000 weapons. And I don't fucking shoot nobody. I don't carry weapons. So.
No, realistically, babe, when you actually see somebody use a weapon, like what it's meant for, like you see somebody use a knife in a fight, you see somebody pull out a gun and shoot somebody, or you see somebody use pepper spray, that shit is crazy. It's like, oh, this is really happening right now. It's like, oh, this is incredible. He's stabbing him right now.
I don't know about
it's like that.
But
I mean, I'm just saying, it's just like you just never think that, oh shit, I would see this.
Yeah.
And wow, somebody actually walks around with this shit with all intentions of using it. That shit crazy.
So it didn't affect me that way, but for years I thought, was it going to affect me? And I got into fights and I got beat up. I'm no tough guy or nothing. But then something weird happened. I got married in 90 because I got this girl pregnant, right? And it didn't work out, right? I went to prison, got out, knocked her up, and it didn't work. And then we had a kid together, so I tried to be a father, and then the divorce didn't work, and it was basically around this kid. She was 4, and this is what I found out about Juan afterward. Like, as I got older, that the reason why he babysat me at night was because he was on parole for bookmaking. Listen to how bad this motherfucker was. He wasn't allowed in New Jersey. Lawrence Taylor is allowed in New Jersey. Tony Soprano is allowed in New Jersey. My stepfather was not allowed in fucking Jersey. This is what gets better. So it's funny because 20 years later, I'm married, I'm going through hell with this chick, and she's got a boyfriend who thought he was a fucking tough guy in Boulder, and he'd always say little things to me. And I knew I was gonna fuck the guy up. It was just in time. The problem was I had 2 felonies. I had 2 fucking felonies. So if you bitch slap somebody, you make it a good one. You gotta stab them and shit. Because if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance, right? So if you're fucking walking,
That's a bar.
And in the back of
That's a bar. If you're walking on ice, you might as well dance. I ain't heard that one yet.
if you're walking on ice,
you might as well dance. It's like, what you tipping toe? The charge gonna be the same.
I get it.
Right.
In my mind, I was just starting to do comedy, and I had this new direction in my life, but I knew these motherfuckers were getting away with murder, and I knew I had to do something to this fucking guy, and I knew the day was getting close. So one day I pick up my child, she's 4 at daycare, and we're driving home, and I'm talking to her, and she goes, "Daddy, what does spick mean?" And I go, "Fucking spick is a derogatory word for Spanish people. You know, it doesn't bother me because I grew up in Jersey. I hear it all the fucking time, right? No biggie to me, but she was in Boulder, Colorado. Why should she hear this word?" And I go, where'd you hear it? And she goes, every time you call the house, John calls you that. That was her stepfather's name. And I knew right there in the car I was gonna stab this motherfucker that day. So I pulled over, I had to meet them, like I would pick up the kid at 3 and have it till 7 on Wednesdays, and then all day Sunday. And this one Wednesday, I picked her up and I had to drop her back off at 7. And that was the day that the kid told me there was a spick thing, right? And I go, fuck it, this is the day this guy's going down. So I had to meet him at a Safeway. And I pulled up to the Safeway, and there he was with his little fucking slippers on, his little fucking shirt on and shit. And I got out and I left the baby in the car, and I felt really bad. I had the 2 felonies, and I go, this is it. I already had a plan. I was gonna bitch slap him, and then I was gonna call my friends in Jersey to send me money for a fax machine so I could fax Jay Leno jokes from prison. I swear to God, I was gonna do like 3 years. I was just gonna fax Jay Leno jokes. This was the fucking plan I had. I already had a plan. Some people go to prison without a plan. I was going to prison with a fucking plan, okay? You laugh all you want, motherfuckers. Big difference. So I pull up to the Safeway, and I look at this motherfucker, and I get out, and I go, John, I know we've had problems before, but I got to ask you a question. Did you say spick when I called the house? And he goes, no, I didn't. I go, fucking John, she's 4 years old. She got blonde fucking hair and blue eyes. She couldn't hear that fucking daycare because they call Mexican beaners. Spick is never fucking used. So say it, and I'll let you off the fucking hook real fucking easy. And he looks at me, and I can tell he's getting nervous. And all of a sudden, he's like, I'm calling the police. And I go, before you call the police, I'm going to give you something to go. And I stare him down. I fucking punch him with everything I had. And I felt really bad about it. I hit him with everything I had. Everything bad that ever happened to me in my life. I took it out on this cocksucker at that minute. And I punched him, and he looked at me all weird. And he goes, I'm calling the police. And I go, bam, one more fucking time. And then some lady's like, I'm calling the police. You know, some fucking Republican nosy bitch. I should be minding her fucking business. I'm calling the police, so they all fucking call the police on me and shit, like a bunch of fucking whatever. And so I'm there with the baby trying to play like, you know, the good dad and shit, even though I fucked up. And 2 cops pull up, but I knew the 2 cops because I worked at a car wash, and they used to always come in. And we talk about the Broncos, whatever all the mind fuck I had on my mind. And they come in, they're like, oh man, what's up? And he's like 30 feet behind me, so I got to the cop first. You know, and I'm telling him my story. He called me, you can't disrespect me, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the cop's like, no, Joey, I got your back on this. Forget it, you're done. So he writes me a fucking ticket. Here, I got these 2 felonies. I got like 3 joints in the car. My little daughter's in the car. This guy writes me a ticket and lets me go. John's got an ice pack on his fucking eye. And when I look back, I fucked up because my little girl was crying. And that's where it gets ugly. I didn't fucking cry when I see my dad beat up the fucking guy, but times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Times have fucking changed. Thank you guys very much. Come on.
Damn, man. Love a good Joey story.
Yeah.
We gonna run through them all. I think it's 9 videos. We running through them all. I forget who else y'all told me we need to do on this and that. We probably just gonna do all of them. Shit, and see if we can get through all of them. Joey and the other comics. With that being said, man, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's Nolo and T. We out, man.
Peace.